almost in 2025. I feel like it was yesterday that I was making my goals for 2024, but here we are again. Welcome back to another video, you guys. As you can see from the title of today's video, we are setting our 2025 goals. We are making our vision board, really mapping out where we want our life to go. I don't think that you need to wait until the new year to change your life or make new healthy habits, but I think it's nice to look at your life like year by year and, you know, reflect on the accomplishments you've made, try to set some new goals and intentions for the years to come. It's really important to put an emphasis on not only goals but systems and how to achieve these goals and making actionable items, little steps that you can do each day to achieve those goals. So we're gonna create a vision board to kind of map out what we see 2025 looking like. A lot of people have been making vision boards. I've been seeing like on my TikTok and YouTube and stuff. I think it's a nice like starting place to brainstorm some goals, because maybe there's goals that you didn't even know you had, and yeah. And also I've kind of just realized that I'm somewhat of a visual person when it comes to mapping out goals and learning new things about myself, if that makes any sense at all. I'm gonna go online on Pinterest or wherever I find inspiration, and I'm gonna make myself a little digital vision board. I think it'll just be easier for me to make a digital one. That way, anytime I want to like go back in 2025 and look at my vision board, it is in that one place and I don't like lose it. I'm going to be doing that on Canva. I love Canva. Let's just go ahead and get started with the vision board. A bunch of things and photos that align with my goals. We're gonna organize all of this into a little vision board on Canva. I just searched up the template vision board and I chose one where this is kind of like the setup of it. I like how it's really simple and a cohesive color thing. So let's just kind of get creative. I might add some text and little graphics here and there. Okay, so I've made all the images smaller so that I can visually see everything on the one page. Now I'm just gonna kind of organize them. I'm not grouping them with like all the career goals in one section or all the travel visions in one section. I want to like spread it all out so that it's a really like well-rounded, reflective idea on how I see 2025 going for me. After quite a bit of readjusting and editing and stuff, here is my vision board. Just decided to keep it very simple. I would like to walk you guys through my vision board. I'm not going to go through every single photo I put in there, but just kind of give you a guide through what's going on in my mind and how this like actually resonates. So obviously on here I have a lot of like career and social media related goals. I have like the goal of hitting more subscribers on YouTube, and you'll see I have like a lot of content related things. I think one of my goals is to either work for an agency or work with like more social media managers that I can learn more from, because I've just been doing freelance all along. I have a lot of like Muslim related things. Like I put some cute little hijabi girls like making content, and a lot of travel things. I want to go to the Italian Dolomites, which maybe that'll be happening. Yeah, just like traveling while we're young, no kids. I want to continue my degree and just continue staying fit, continue eating a lot of home-cooked meals, continue beautifying my home and my space. So like a lot of the stuff that I put down is things that I want to just continue doing that I already have been doing. I think it's like valuable to just acknowledge that you want to continue those good habits rather than being like, oh, I want to like make a bunch of new habits. So I just spent a bit of time actually formulating my goals from, you know, after developing the vision board and just really thinking about what direction I want to see my life head in. Just kind of like dreaming big, even though I don't expect to like accomplish all of these goals or like reach those big dreams. I think like if you shoot for the stars, you never know what will happen. I feel like that mentality has worked for me in the past, where I've tried, you know, reaching out to a brand before thinking I wouldn't get a response, and then I did. And if I'd never made that leap of faith, then the big cool thing wouldn't have happened. In the same Canva sheet, I just kind of made the goals. I feel like since it's digital, it'll be easier to not lose. I like to think of goal setting through the 9 areas of wellness. I didn't include every single area of wellness. So starting off with social, I just had 2 goals here, and I don't know if I'm gonna go through all these different goals, but saying yes to more things and branching out and developing a community in my city. Yes, these are my goals, but like, how am I gonna get there? Specifically for the second one I mentioned, I think if I join different community groups, actually introduce myself to some girls at the mosque, or even like exploring Facebook groups, inviting in new groups of people to hang out, that's really how I'm gonna branch out and develop that sense of community. Okay, then there's financial. Number 1, stop stupid spending. Number 2, save up more to travel and do other bucket list items while we're young and we don't have kids. And number 3, learn more about investing, retirement, and other like adult things. For the first one, stupid spending. This is like buying excess of things that you just don't need to do. So like I wrote down, I'm gonna limit my coffee outings to once a week. There are some weeks where I get like 4 or 5 coffees, and that's not every week, but one coffee is like $7 to $8, and you're doing that multiple times a week, like that adds up to like the thousands in the year. Another thing that I have been thinking about is if there's an item that I want to buy the actual item that I want and not the dupe. I feel like dupes a lot of the time, I just end up buying what I actually wanted. Dupes don't always work. Sometimes they do, but a lot of the times they don't, and I think it's better to just invest in the things that you actually want and will use rather than buying the cheaper option that isn't as good quality. And when learning about more adult financial things, I think just like putting these things into practice is what's gonna help me learn the best. It's how I learn most things, by actually practicing them. So like, obviously like my husband does a lot of the financial stuff, but I want to learn for myself too, you know, setting aside some time to watch some videos or read articles from like people who I relate to, not just like these finance nerd people on YouTube. I want to like learn from girls who are my age, what they're doing. I feel like that's who I would relate to more. Career is my biggest area for goal setting. I wrote down I want to work for a social media management agency. To do this, I will apply for jobs and continuously follow up and network. And for like my content creation influencer stuff, this is one of those bigger goals that social media is so unpredictable, but I'd love to reach like 10,000 followers on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But if I don't make it to that number, I'm not gonna fret over it. And to do that, I will, you know, plan my content ahead, consistently post, maybe even invest in better equipment that will make content creation easier for me. And again, a lot of this stuff I'm already doing. I just want to recognize that those things are working, and if I continue to do those, then I will reach my goals, inshallah. Number 5 is to hone in more on my brand identity and my brand voice. I want to work on a rebrand, see what content is performing well, like doing audits, and checking in more regularly with my audience to see like what kind of content you guys like or don't like. Okay, then there's spiritual goals. Number 1, I wrote act in more prophetic ways. I guess what I mean by this is taking the traits and characteristics from our prophets in Islam and acting in ways that they would act, or handling situations the way that they would, with patience and grace. And this is always one of my goals, but learning more surahs and their meanings. I feel like I always let this one kind of slip, but to achieve that goal, listening to some surahs when doing tasks and to continuously repeat them in my head. I feel like that's how I always learn. And then number 3 is becoming more confident in modest clothing. So obviously like I dress modestly, but you can always do better. To do this, I think I would just slowly invest in modest clothing that I actually like and slowly incorporate this into my wardrobe. Again, it's like not buying the dupe, buying the thing you actually like. The last area of goal setting is physical. So the first one I wrote down is to increase my core strength. To do this, I will continue to do my Legree classes and a once a week circuit. It can be like literally a 10-minute thing. I just feel like core is so important, and your girl would love to have a 6-pack one day. Number 2, continue to build my body weight strength through Legree classes. And to ensure I do that, I'm just going to try to sign up for classes ahead of time because those classes get booked very quickly. Number 3, build up my running stamina, distance, and speed. I will plan to run 1 to 2 times a week. Those runs being 2 to 3 miles. I feel like that's a really realistic goal. With the colder weather, it's definitely harder to run outside and to run such long distances, but we did get a treadmill, so can definitely utilize that more. The last one is to run a half marathon. This is one of those reach for the star goals. I had this goal this past summer actually. I was planning to run a half marathon and then I didn't have motivation, if we're being so real. Okay, what fun is goal setting without some reflections? So I am going to watch my video I made last year, goal setting for 2024, and see what's up, what we accomplished. And I think it'll just be a nice walk down memory lane. First of all, my editing style is so different. That's okay. I wrote down a good amount of stuff with my career. I work out, especially when I run and when I sweat. I can't believe that was a year ago. Honestly, that version of myself seems like kind of even further away. I feel like this year I just accomplished, I mean, I always like to downplay my accomplishments. I feel like I did accomplish a lot. I think just the fact that like we moved into a condo. I started with like my first real social media client. I feel like physically I really did well this year. I was mentioning that like I was having some knee pain and I feel like I've gotten so much stronger, and like Legree has helped a lot with that. But even just like weightlifting, like when I do squats, I'm able to squat more and have like better form. I mentioned that I want to get back into running. I think I did. I ran a lot more this year, and I know that like if I just continue that, I can definitely run more. Anyways, you guys, the main thing I want you guys to take away from this video is that it is all good and dandy to set goals and make those goals your dream goals, but without having systems in place and action items, then those goals might just get lost in the sauce. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Comment down below your goals for 2025 or any advice you have for the girlies. With that being said, I am pretty sure this is my last year of, or what the hell am I saying? I'm pretty sure this is my last video of 2024. So I will see you guys next year. Bye.